Seguimos hablando entonces de las elecciones en Estados Unidos. Nuestro equipo, el equipo de la televisión pública que está en este momento en Nueva York, entrevistó a Casey Blake, profesor de la Universidad de Columbia, especialista en la historia de su país. Lo vemos.
What do you believe will change if Hillary Clinton wins?
Well, I think the real question is whether she will have a Democratic majority in the Congress. It looks possible that the Democrats might win the Senate, which is one half of the Congress, and that would make a difference. Barack Obama has faced implacable opposition in Congress since 2010, and if Hillary is also facing that kind of opposition, it will be very difficult for her to get things done, frankly. I suspect that her administration will, to some extent, be a continuation of the Obama administration, with perhaps one important difference, and that is that she has already made it clear that she is more interventionist in her foreign policy inclinations than Obama. So, for example, I think she may well have intervened in the Syrian civil war had she been president in a way that Obama did not.
And what do you think will change if Trump wins?
Well, this is very hard to predict because Trump keeps changing his policy positions. But I think it's clear that his approach to immigration would be very different, and his approach to economic affairs at home and abroad would be different. So that, for example, I think that Clinton would try to create a pathway to citizenship for undocumented immigrants in the United States. It's very clear that Trump would block any such effort to give undocumented immigrants citizenship rights. So that would be an important difference. Another difference is that if he does in fact cooperate with Republicans in Congress, and if he has a majority of Republicans in Congress to support him, then I think we can expect that he would end Obamacare, the medical insurance plan that President Obama put forward and that was approved by Congress. We can expect that he would cut taxes on the wealthy. So I think there would be a number of important changes if Trump were to come in.
And what is your opinion of both campaigns?
Well, they've been very different campaigns. Clinton has run a rather traditional Democratic campaign, mobilizing or trying to mobilize the same constituencies who elected Barack Obama in 2008 and 2012. Trump does not have a traditional campaign organization. It is very much all about him. He has been improvising in many respects as he's gone along. And I think the biggest innovation in terms of running a Republican presidential campaign is that Trump has made an appeal, a rather successful appeal, to white working class and white rural voters who in the past may not have supported Republicans.
I don't know if ideal is the word correct, but I wanted to know, what do you think is the best candidate, Hillary or Trump, for the country?
In terms of my personal beliefs, well, I have reservations about Hillary Clinton, but I think she is far and away better qualified. And personally, I am more in favor of her policies and programs than I am of any of Donald Trump's policies insofar as I understand them. But I think there's also the issue of temperament. Donald Trump has demonstrated that there's a kind of bottomless narcissism there that makes it impossible for me to imagine him working with others on the world scene. And there's also an impetuous quality to his personality that makes him a very unpredictable and, to my mind, dangerous person. He is the last person I'd like to see having control of nuclear weapons.
And which is the influence directly about the Electoral College and the vote popular?
The Electoral College is a very peculiar and archaic institution that we have in the United States. And I'm not even sure that most Americans understand how it works. But essentially, The Electoral College consists of electors who are elected in each state according to the popular vote. And those people then cast their votes and elect the president. So it is possible, as happened in 2000 with Bush versus Gore, it is possible for one candidate to lose the popular vote but win in the Electoral College. It's not at all clear what's going to happen on Tuesday. I think that it would be rather dangerous for the country, given the current climate, if, for example, Donald Trump won the popular vote, but Hillary Clinton won the vote in the Electoral College. Donald Trump has already made clear that he will not necessarily respect the outcome of the election. Well, I guess I would just want to underscore how unusual this election has been. It is really unprecedented. And I think it's unprecedented not only because of the two candidates who are highly unusual, but because I think we are witnessing a major transformation of American political culture. Not just in the Republican Party, but to some extent in the Democratic Party as well. Hillary Clinton faced a very strong challenge from her left, from Senator Bernie Sanders from Vermont. And no one, myself included, expected Sanders to do as well as he did. And I think that the Sanders campaign, and also I would say the Black Lives Matter movement, the protest movement among largely younger African Americans, will pose a challenge to Clinton if she is elected president. That she will face a challenge from the left and a challenge from below that, for example, her husband didn't face. So both parties seem to me to be showing signs of strain. And that is, I think, one of the more remarkable features of this election.